TGIF.
Word.
End of the week. Everyone finally gets to let loose and have some fun.
That's right, and we're going to do the same here. We'll take a look back at the tech stories that were the most talked about this week. Earlier, I spoke with CNET senior editor Jeff Bakalar about it. All right, dude. So first up, sort of a serious subject.
Yes.
Facebook being accused of suppressing conservative news stories in its trending topics section. Mark Zuckerberg responded on Thursday saying they're going to investigate the claims. The head of the trending topics department also responded. Is that going to be enough for some people? Zuckerberg says that they're doing everything by the numbers.
He's like, this is not operating to my knowledge.
Right.
Yeah, it's really strange because you have this impression that, oh, everything I see there, that's organic.
Yeah.
That comes from the people I trust and follow.
Right.
So I think like that's kind of the biggest discrepancy. Is this not what I was once promised as a Facebook user, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can kind of clear the air on this situation. Like, there's really not a smoking gun here.
Does Facebook need to be looked at now like the same way that you would a media company? That's what some people are saying right now. Like, the scuttle out there is like, look, Facebook is so powerful,
right,
and their ability to target people through their trending topics section means that you're getting news from Facebook. So should they be scrutinized like a media company the way that CBS News or the New York Times is scrutinized?
That's a tough answer, right? Because they're not exactly creating content, they're aggregating content, they're collecting it. So they come up with a way to present it to you in the manner in which you are under the impression that, oh, this is organic. This is trending because, oh, I'm seeing it because it's trending, it's popular amongst the people I associate with. I mean, you know, look at media companies, right? They lean usually one way or the other. So I think the crux of this is like, well, Facebook can't lean one way or the other. You know, it's really tough to suss out, right?
Right.
It's tough. How do we address them? What makes them more responsible?
Yeah.
Right.
They're just aggregating, and I guess what some people will say is, well, if you're aggregating content that it's only left-leaning and you're suppressing stuff that has a conservative point of view, well, that ain't good.
Right, but then you say that to a newspaper that leans left or right, and what's the argument? Right?
Yeah, well, if Mark Zuckerberg is upfront and saying, like, look, this doesn't happen, because the thing is, help people understand, there is an algorithm that companies like Facebook or Google use, but in this particular case, it doesn't seem like it was an algorithm. It was generated by individuals. Right.
So the accusation is that the editorial staff, not people who actually write, but the people who curate the news stories, were suppressing conservative stories and preventing those from popping up in people's feeds, whether or not that organic algorithm was electing to show that. So that's where the controversy lies. I think, like I said, the biggest issue you have here is the assumption that you're getting something that you're not.
Right.
And to me, I don't know if that's like a governmental, sort of takeover situation where they need to be involved in that.
Right.
But I think it's a little messed up that you're getting something that maybe you weren't expecting. So I think that's where they have to iron all that out.
All right, we're going to see. He says he's going to meet with anybody who wants to meet with him, politicians, whoever. So let's see where that goes.
And he was quick to come out. He was like, no, this is not happening under my
watch. Right.
So,
All right, something a little bit sillier. Dude, everybody went crazy when the new Instagram logo.
Myself included.
You did?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so for people who don't use Instagram and who don't know, Instagram changed their logo. It used to be this little one here that we're looking at here. It looks like a Polaroid, which I always thought was like a Polaroid camera. And now that thing looks like what I see on the Daily News. Like, it's like I don't even know what that is. They're a little symbol in the Daily News, but like it looks like that to me.
I tweeted out that I thought it looked like a nipple with a beauty mark. Is what I thought.
Never seen one of those, but but now that you say it,
just think about it for a second. I don't know. So what I was saying is that it looks like they spent less time designing that logo than someone does selecting a filter on Instagram.
That's interesting. Well, there is a trend now, right? Like companies that have had logos for applications for a very long time that people instantly gravitate to have. I'm thinking of Uber also. Uber came out with a weird one that I don't understand.
That was weird.
Right. It makes no sense to me.
I still don't really like it.
I don't know what it means. What have they said about what this is meant to represent? Nothing?
I mean, they haven't really come out and been like, this is the vision. The entire vision of the company lies in this icon.
It's very Scorpios-like if you're a Simpsons fan.
Yeah. for sure, right? I was a fan of the old one. It had this like vintage appeal to it. I think it honored, what they were kind of going for. To me, it doesn't speak to me. It seems like something Apple would do.
Yeah.
It's got that Apple sort of polish on it.
Yep, good point.
But for me, it doesn't work, and I've already forgotten about Instagram a few times where I've been like, I don't know what that icon is.
Right, you're sort of looking at your phone with
I'm like, what's that?
Going through everything, and you're like, what is that? I don't need to. And you also want to be able to, the nice thing about apps is that immediately, as soon as you see it, it's almost like, I don't know, the mind works in a weird way where you just...
It's this connection that gets made,
Yeah.
we're going on about an icon. It's not going to change the app, really.
No.
But there is, like you said, this sort of safe emotional attachment.
All right, the public got its first look at the Hyperloop.
Yes.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
I know you do. I know you have because you're all into this. Elon Musk's futuristic train. Even though they only tested one of these trains, it is really, really cool. The idea that you're going to be you're going to transport material and people eventually through this thing at 700 miles an hour, which is almost the speed of sound. Here we're looking at an image here. Your thoughts?
This is really amazing technology that people who are commenting on it don't understand.
What does that
People are
mean?
like, oh, this isn't impressive. It's like
Who's saying that?
I don't know. It's like that scene in Zoolander where they're like looking at the model and they're like, how can anyone fit in there? Like, no, dude, this is amazing new propulsion technology that we likely won't even do first because some other country will see it and do it better. Like, that's what's going to happen with this. It really is amazing stuff, and it will revolutionize transportation. Whether or not, how close we are to it, I don't know. But the proof of concept, I mean, that's really impressive stuff. It's all air.
Right, and so this is going to change the way we travel.
Yeah.
Not just the way we get our goods, but potentially the way we travel across this country, around the world.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I can sympathize with the notion that, that's not the sexiest demo I've ever seen.
Right.
It was just like in the desert, like a robot in the desert.
And it's like you don't know what the water is, and you don't know what's in there. They should have put somebody in there, maybe.
I guess, or like a small animal. I don't know. But
like a dog.
Like
a
a dog.
The Russians used to do
No,
in
the
the
dog would have, time traveled. I don't know. It's crazy. But I think it means a lot, right?
We never get impressed in you. That's interesting you say that people weren't impressed by that demonstration. Like, think about the people like in the New Mexico desert in like 1944 watching a mushroom cloud. It's just smoke.
Yeah,
like, you're
what's the big deal,
dude? Like, I don't know.
No. There's a lot of things that went into that smoke. Yeah, like it's not just the flipping of a switch.
Or dropping a bomb.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
All right, let's move out to some videos now that we like this week. This video proves that we need more high-tech trains. Take a look at this. A train conductor in Poland ran through the carriages and warned passengers the train was about to hit a truck. That train was traveling at nearly 70 miles per hour. Luckily, there were no serious injuries.
Oh my God.
That's pretty frightening, right?
The crash isn't the scariest
part. So there's
part.
the guy, there's the conductor. He's like, everybody brace, brace, brace.
So what's really crazy is the shock on people's face. Like if the conductor comes running into your car, that's bad news, right? There's nothing good.
There's nothing good about that.
He's not telling you something good.
If he's in the front thing, the front. Yeah, I mean, not the caboose. The caboose is in the back.
Yeah.
What do they call
the engine car?
The engine car.
Yeah.
He's in the engine car, and he comes back, and he's like,
he bolted.
I'd be freaking out.
Very upset. But the crazy thing is, so the impact happens, and it's like they hit a bump, right? Like nothing. Thankfully, it wasn't really
serious.
an issue, but that would have scared the hell out of me.
That would have freaked me out.
Yeah.
I would have definitely soiled something.
That's kind of an intense video.
And it was the back of that truck.
Yeah, and it just clipped it. They must have destroyed it. They're going 70 miles.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's intense.
All right, this next video proves that penguins don't like opera. Take a look.
Wait.
Okay, the penguins they're like heading for higher ground.
They're like, I'm at it. The only time I've seen penguins run like that is when like a shark's in the water.
Yeah.
And they know they better not go swimming.
They're like, we need to reach higher ground. The end is near.
The one dude on the right, the one penguin on the right.
He's like, I'm out of here.
He like lifts his head up. He's like, what the hell is that?
This is amazing. This is how you scare penguins.
That's
now
how
you know.
like, and they're just like, we're all
They're
out
like,
of here.
we're out of here. Round them up.
There's one guy at the top, one penguin at the top, who's already the first one. He's like the kid when we were in school. Like the minute something goes wrong, he's the first one.
Yeah, I'm the first out the door, guys. I saw this coming. He was getting ready. He was warming up.
The Costanza of penguins.
Nice. You saw the writing on the wall.
All right. This is a story that's near and dear to both of our hearts.
Sure.
Coming out this week was the movie trailer for Assassin's Creed,
Right.
which is one of my all-time favorite video games of all time. First of all, Jeff, I know you're a huge gamer.
Yeah.
We're always talking games. Explain to our viewers who may not know the video game. We're going to show the trailer, but the video game itself with Desmond Miles, and what it is and who he is and what the game series is.
So Assassin's Creed, this is almost laughable what this game is about. Assassin's Creed is a game where you play this guy Desmond, who gets involved in this organization called Abstergo.
Right.
And what the game is they sort of like matrix you into the memories of your ancestors.
In different periods throughout world history.
Right, and apparently all of your ancestors are these like awful assassins
Right.
who were battling for centuries the
Knight
Templars.
Templars, right.
So you essentially go back, I guess, in time, but you play as your ancestors and you relive their memories, and you basically just have to like make your way through these like really intricate parkour
Right.
and design cities, and that's how the game is really based.
The movie is starring Michael Fassbender,
Right.
who is I couldn't have picked a better actor to play
Although
Desmond.
in this trailer, he does look a little bored, right? We're gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
right.
He's just sort of like, yeah.
Well,
this is it.
he doesn't. I think it's interesting because that's part of what Assassin's Creed is. The guy's always sort of hooded.
Yeah.
You never really sort of see him.
For sure. Ninja-esque.
Yes,
Yeah.
ninja-esque is the good way to put it. So I'm dying to see the flick. I think it's going to be awesome. And what's cool is that it looks like the video game.
Yeah, so when I saw this, I was actually pleasantly surprised. I've played all the Assassin's Creed games. I'm not a huge.
You don't really?
I like the most recent one called Syndicate, which is really good.
Yeah.
I think they captured the essence of what that game is and why people love it so much, with the parkour, with the sort of knife glove that they invented for that franchise. That stuff looks really good, and they were able to really nail the sort of like griminess of that series. And I feel like for me, when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, the atmosphere. You could tick that box.
Yeah,
they nailed that.
I'm going to go home and play it tonight.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played it in a while. Jeff Bakalar, always good to see you, my friend.
Of course. Thanks for having me.